Hi Virgos, come on in if you'd like to have a seat for some symbolic support. I've made a scroll in your name and essence if you want to take a screenshot to scribe for any shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Virgos, if you'd like to join me, we'll close the eyes, take a deep breath, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. When you're ready. Thank you as always for holding space for me to share my insights. Give me one moment. And we're back. Almost forgot the crystal ball. All right, Virgos. If I interrupted myself, thank you for holding space for me to share my insights. Gratitude. Virgos, we're in a threshold between November and December. So of course I look forward to when your full rorschach and a reading comes out in December for December. But this little divination dose is seeing what it's like as we're crossing over through the month. And I'm getting the sensation that there's something that's worth smiling about, Virgos. And something about tuning into the globe, like through the top of your crown. It's golden. There is purple there, but it's like your crown has risen up, and now there's golden propellers. Does that make sense? Propellers, and same with hearing. Excuse me. Same with hearing. There's something about maybe you're working on your clairs, or you're noticing that there's a heightening going on in this threshold space. There's a lot of fog kind of clearing up and around the third eye to the crown, and from the eyes to the ears. So right in this space, maybe you're going through some healing in the sinuses, or the sinuses is somewhere to clear. Like, I don't know, if like a neti pot or a humidifier or dehumidifier, but something in the sinuses. It's like moving through. And then the eyes are pointed to the tip of the nose, which are, again, this is all gold. Like higher frequencies are coming. Sorry if I shook that. Higher frequencies are coming in, but clearing out the old. I don't know if somebody actually has a cold, and maybe like you're just clearing out phlegm, or that's what it feels like. But something that's worth smiling about is how it's coming through for me. I'm also seeing those plants. I don't know if they eat something. I don't know if it's like, I'm hearing that song, "She's a man-eater," and this might have even come up before in your readings. I'm not entirely sure. But it's something in regards to love, and there's like a baby T-Rex like trying to come out. So I feel like if you're, whether it's self-love or self-care, or in regards to a person, in regards to a partnership professionally, or simply a companionship to an actual romantic relationship, there could be an evolution there. And it's almost like I'm getting a feeling like you're open to it, but you might, oh, okay, no. Oh, okay, no. So it might be a little undecided. But there's something, if it's so much infused with your highest good, any sort of partnership, professional or personal, that it feels like if it's doesn't get your propeller going of this highest frequency, you'll probably not commit. And sorry if you can hear that noise. There's a house being built across the street, so alas, it is what it is. I'm also seeing the chest piece of the horses right in about this jawline area. And it's like the horse piece, and then the nose, like here. It's very interesting placement. And then I'm seeing like a ghost horse. It's very, very, very foggy. It's almost like if it was in Sleepy Hollow, the Headless Horseman, and it's right about here. So it's almost like, if I may, Virgos, it's like if you are looking for love or relationship, partnership, companionship, like, don't miss it, because, like, I don't know, it's like the Headless Horseman. I don't know how to say that. It's like it could be in this mist of what was, or maybe like you put love into a past cycle of like a movie. And it's like maybe you want to give him a chance. I don't know. And now I'm seeing this as a gold leaf tree. Something's growing. Something's definitely growing in your senses, in your psyche or psychic senses, somewhere along that lines. And it's all amidst like the sinuses. And then that love there. I don't know if you can see that with me. All right, Virgos, I'm going to flip it to win it, and we're going to start adding on some tarot and oracle. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you as always for joining me. Links are below to help a gal grow or support through Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee extras where you can give and get a gift, request a personal, all that kind of good stuff. We're here for the Virgos. I feel like I want to be very gentle. I feel like I want to be very gentle with the cards in relation to another horse I'm seeing. It's like being mindful. A lot of mindfulness is in this moment. We're here for Virgos. Pink Puff, the magic dragon. But they're like carnival horses. And I'm seeing a pair of mittens. Interesting. What do we have here on the bottom? 5 of Cups. This is where I feel like the headless horseman kind of feel has come in. It's like, oh, why bother? And maybe you're at that place right now. You're like, oh, why bother? But I feel like it is kind of transforming. There's a lot of horse freedom, power. You might have a lot of suitors, female or male. It's all energy wanting to work with you. And it's like, as they come in, you're going to have to discern and decide if you're willing to step out there, right? And do what you're going to do. But there's something about gentleness and kindness, like all of those, or the mindfulness. And up in that flower is that pink, and that's the Ace of Wand. And something about like rewriting a new love story, or being willing to open the book. They're like, there's this mindfulness, hesitancy. Am I willing to open this up again? The Star is right behind it with Temperance. So when you decide and you're like, because the Hangman is here, and there's definitely an indecision, and then the 3 of Cups, because maybe in the past there was a third party. Maybe in the past there was some, some trickery and sorcery in regards to the partnership. Like when there's a third party, cheating, or like there was just like another side story that you weren't aware of, or maybe you were the one that was all tangled up in it nonetheless. But you have the Star here, and this is what brings me into, if I may, your whole ink blot has the same coloring as the Star. So there's something blatantly going on for me, is how I'm seeing, sensing, and feeling, and I encourage you to do the same. That if there was something in the past, third party, and maybe this is professional as well, there was just an opportunity and you regret you didn't take it. There's something about opening a new chapter and a whole new book of love, book of life. And if you're feeling hung up, it's same with the temperance. It's like, I feel like it's like taking the temperature of, oh, I don't know. And then you get stuck just hanging upside down. And you're like, okay, well, I don't know. However, the hanged man is bringing me into the situation that, and I feel like it's the feminine energy, not necessarily the feminine organic expression. The feminine energy may have had hurt and so feels a little bit tied up, but this tied up portion has brought about an opportunity to, okay, so see how even in there the umbrella is pink, like these horses have been able to provide coverage for moving in with the self and, doing those things for you. Maybe you're always with somebody, you haven't had time to be alone, or you haven't had time to do it on your own. So you created your own coverage of sorts, and you brought all your horses home. You're like, I'm going to generate my own horsepower. And then like the hangman, when you're hung upside down, you actually know that you're kind of dipping into divination for an illumination. And this illumination is about going, oh, I could have always done it on my own. And because I have that confidence now, I can start a new story. And that's really how this feels. It's like starting a new story. I'm seeing a Swiss Army knife of different characters. Some like dogs. Oh, those are unicorns up there. When I said the carnival horses, they're unicorns, which is also the lore of a Capricorn. Just saying, as the sign. So maybe it is in regards to a Capricorn, or there's a Capricorn coming in, or someone with Capricorn in their charts, this, that, or the other. But they have, or you yourself, Virgo, or this Capricorn, should you allow them in. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This simply could just be an understanding, or maybe it's a way of reflecting upon the past to let it go through any third-party situations and to start a new story. But I'm seeing the Swiss Army knife, where there's just a lot of abilities going on at the same time. And I'm not going to lie, it feels like wrong place, wrong time, or right person, wrong time. Could have been a timing thing. All right. But I feel like Virgos, you get it. Peaks of joy. Okay, the lighting in these cards for some reason just don't align. 33. This time under your temperance umbrella, and also something about dragonflies is coming through, has been about you remembering the peaks of joy along with the storms. Okay, Virgo, so whether romantic, personal, professional, to remember the peaks and the valleys, right? And not to focus on one, and to really balance them out, because your past storms will only arise when you're about to get yourself mixed up in the same thing from the past, or same like trigger warnings. That's all. It's not meant to disappoint you or anything like that. It's actually to keep you in alignment of joy. Rock bottom. Because somewhere along the lines, you've been in rock bottom. Maybe you recently were. And I'm seeing it like you almost like were buried alive. Like whatever you had been through in some sort of resonance of relationship, it was just a lot. And your part and place in it was a lot too, right? Adding or removing. Stuck in the mud, intention, and ride the wave. Okay. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail here. 22, 33. We don't have 44. I thought I did see it. Okay, rock bottom, stuck in the mud, storm field. There's definitely something that's just making me feel like you are enlightening up in a willingness to be open again in some way, shape, or form. Like some form of mistrust has happened. Even though you remember there's a big old elephant there walking through the mud. And there's a bird on your back. There's always been messages there with you. There's always been a spirit there with you. There's always been higher understanding there to say, yes, while things might have been a little tough at some point in time, it's not the only point of focus. There's also all this air up here, right? So though you might have felt like you're at rock bottom, you could still breathe. Even though it might have felt exhausting, you could still breathe. And something is just asking through the Hangman in Temperance to your star, right? To your star. It's almost like I can see the we three kings of Orient are. I don't know why that just came through, but I'm seeing the North Star. And like almost like being born again and having a wise intention. There is an egg and an owl there. To have a wise intention as you decide to ride these higher frequencies, because that's what's coming through in your ink blot. With all the gold, there's higher frequencies that just are lighting you up. You did this. You cultivated this. In this time that you were squenched between rock bottom and the mud, in whatever situations and people, places, or things that may have gotten you there, you played a part, and now you're playing a different part. And I want to come back to Ace of Wands, writing a new story. And maybe you are a writer, but it's also just making me feel like you're like, okay, I'm not hung up on my past anymore, and I'm not going to hang up my future. Pure joy. It's almost like you took the mud time in the rock bottom, like to take a mud bath, like some serious self-care, self-reflection. And now it's all feeling like a unicorn, like you're going to come out all shiny and buffed and scrubbed. And you're just, yeah, I took that time, goddess of the moon, to shine. And be like, there's the bird on the back of the elephant. When things were tough, slow and steady, you followed your intuition. You followed your intuition. The thinking woman. This has always felt very female energy oriented. And I'm not going to lie, it feels like this indecision, Temperance and Hangman. It's a big portion of you in the Virgo energy right now. But I think it's because whatever you've been through, recent to past history, to the amount of work that you have done, are still doing and cultivating, there's like, do you want to give it up now? I don't know. Does the Virgo want to give up the goods? I don't know. Man holding a heart is on the bottom. Whether this is in relation to you personally and your energies of male and female, or a relationship, this, that, or the other, I can't deny that there's just something unicorn-like about it. It's like it's already happened. But are you going to share it? Is Virgo going to share it with someone else? Is Virgo going to step into that new career? Is Virgo going to step into the new job? I don't know. Virgo energy is going to think about it and use their intuition, use those psychic senses of their heart and their high heart, not just the human heart. What gets their heart pumping, but also like when we were up at the top here before, like what gets your propeller going, the above the crown and the heart, the high heart. It almost feels like Virgo's got to be, all in to, if anyone's going to try and get them out of this, and their intention is best be pure. But Virgos, I feel like it's a matter of a lot of it's listening, again, through that sinuses and through the sight. Like, I can almost understand that there might be a little defensiveness, because what you've cultivated is like being born again. And you're so shiny. You're so shiny in this mastery of cultivating self-joy. it's definitely worth being protective over. I want to say, like, don't be so protective that it closes you off and actually sets a similar cycle just from a different perspective, if that makes sense. But I'm going to leave it here at the star again and bring that star forward. Virgos, shine bright. You might have up to 3 suitors, which could trigger a past thing, but work through it. The triggers are just asking you to remember, like, have you reflected upon that? Your part in it or your reaction to it, whatever the case may be, right? There's a lot of variables. For Virgos, shine bright like a diamond. Until next time, thank you so much, Virgos. It's been my honor and my pleasure, and I'll see you in December for December. Thanks.